Hello, this is Goku for someone.
It's the person you always want to hate, XAM.
Yes. Okay, so this is more Metal Gear Solid, but we'll talk a little bit about E3 on here. We're going to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5, what we're hoping for, and if we think this will be the greatest Metal Gear Solid game of all time, which is a really big feat because is there a bad Metal Gear Solid game? Really?
Not really. No. If you want to count, Snake's Revenge and all that shit.
I mean, you could claim that VR Missions is a crappy one, but that's not really a game.
I was never really fond of the whatchamacallit, the Metal Gear Acid series, but I heard it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But honestly, hell, I even like Rises a little bit, and even though there was stuff that Kojima would want to do a lot more different in that game, he thoroughly enjoyed it as well. It's a nice spin-off for those who want to take a break from the stealth thing.
My problem with that game, and I don't know if I'm going to play it because of this, is that it makes no sense, in my opinion.
In what regard?
To me, it makes no sense as a sequel. It makes more sense as a prequel. To me, I don't get how it's originally it was planned to be a prequel.
Well, no, that's because the prequel was scrapped and now it's a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't see how that makes sense. As long as you follow the story of the game, you'll be able to chronologically fit it someplace.
Okay. Have you played the game?
Yes, I have.
Okay, do they explain in the game why he dons the armor again?
Which armor? You talking about the one in MGS4 or the new upgraded armor later on?
The one, or why he's wearing his ninja garb from
MGS4?
Yes.
Well, basically what he's doing is that he's now making a living off of protecting other people. That's pretty much his job, pretty much.
Okay. So they do give some explanation, right?
Well, yeah, he needs money, so he's providing for his family, so he's just being a guard for higher ups.
Okay.
And later on, he's escorting this politician who's trying to promote peace or sign a peace treaty, I think, if I can remember correctly. And basically, cyborgs attack. Now, cyborgs are technically the thing that people are now using more in wars nowadays. Okay, it's still I wouldn't say it's for a second I thought, how do I put this? For a second I thought the cyborg technology was new, but apparently in the game cyborg technology is now the new thing. I mean, even cops have cyborg technologies within them. So yeah, cyborgs pretty much attack the Peacekeeper, and basically now Ryan's pretty much following the people who assassinated the Peacekeeper, and this leads into much more disturbing stuff.
Okay. And that sounds interesting. What was your first Metal Gear game? Let's start.
My first Metal Gear game?
Yes.
Metal Gear 1.
Okay.
The Metal Gear 1 on the MSX and NES. Yes, I had them both when I was a kid, and honestly, when I played the MSX, after I played the MSX, I realized to myself how much crappy the Nintendo version is.
Yeah. I've never played the Nintendo one.
If you want to know basically what the deal with the Nintendo version is, the graphics are inferior. Now you might think, graphics doesn't make the game. Yes and no, because sometimes graphics can enhance the the qualities of level design, and also sometimes even enemies being put into the game. Like, for example, due to their graphics, they could not have flying enemies in the game, but the MSX version could, and that type of thing. And not only that, but the American companies thought that, what, let's try to do something new with the American version, when they thought, what, it was just fine the way it is. And by doing so, they ended up not having Metal Gear in the game. So,
which is really dumb.
Well, I mean that's why I've been saying to myself, this is supposed to be Metal Gear. I paid for Metal Gear. Metal Gear is descriptively, it's in the title. It's on the cover. That's what I paid for. Why don't I get no fucking Metal Gear?
Yes.
It's like what AVGN said. It's having no Mario without a princess, or no Zelda without no Zelda.
Yeah. My first game was Metal Gear Solid, like most of us. I started with that one.
Uh-huh.
And it hooked me. It was, I'm not a stealth-based gamer, and luckily Metal Gear Solid is not this game that's a rigid stealth-based game.
What do you mean by rigid?
Rigid meaning that, okay, I played Splinter Cell, and then I move to an area, get spotted, and then it says game over. In Metal Gear Solid, it's get yourself out of this situation. We're not going to give you a game over screen. We're going to put a situation where you're going to have to be...
so it challenges you to be perfect, not forces you to be perfect.
Mm-hmm. And I like that better because the point is that I can run and gun in certain aspects of the game. Once you get higher weapons, you can run and gun. It's not good to do that, but the game allows you to do that. It allows more freedom of how you want to play the game.
Oh, yeah.
The later Metal Gear Solid games have more freedom, but would you agree upon that? That the games give
Way more freedom. Way more freedom.
And I like that about the series because I am more of an action gamer, but I find the story extremely compelling. Like, this is Hollywood. This is a Hollywood movie.
Mhm. Well, you see, this is leading on to another subject. But people are confused by what Kojima said a long time ago, that he doesn't view video games as art. What Kojima means by that is that he means other video games besides his, because, Kojima, when he wants to make these games, he wants to bring out a moral message whenever he makes, whenever he writes the stories in the games he does. So, you can say Kojima really does have a vision for what he writes in his story. So it's, what I'm talking about.
I would call games like Call of Duty art. There are games that I definitely would call art.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean. I'm trying to say this without sounding offensive, but did you know that Roger Ebert said that a video game, no matter how well designed, no matter how compelling the story is, can never be art?
And he's wrong.
Well, yeah, but but ever since his death, people are butt kissing him, and not realizing that the thing is, he's been wrong on several different occasions.
Well, the thing that's actually happening right now is that there's been this shift where video games are making more money than Hollywood nowadays.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. And in fact, I used to say, how did I say this? Comic books and comic books and video games are coming up, or are not. Well, I wouldn't say comic books are making more money than Hollywood, but comic books and video games are now having, better ideas for stories than Hollywood is ever cracking out with.
Well, let me ask you this, because I've said this to people, and they've attacked me viciously when I say this, is I think the future of cinema, of how we view our entertainment visually, is going to be CG, but it's going to be CG that you can't tell the difference.
Yes or no. Yes or no. People still need their jobs. They still need to make a career in acting. Some people don't like to go to the new ways and still keep the old ways and just act in front of a camera. So, if it ever does get to that point, most of the time it'll probably be CGI actors with real actors. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm referring to, and this is the thing that people don't understand is one of your big criticisms was the point is people still need their jobs, and I'm talking about the future. I'm talking about generations from now where kids grow up where this is the norm. I mean,
yeah, we'll be dead by then.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that people are like, oh, I hate CG, and I'm like, you should embrace it because it is the future, and it's just going to make the product better. I think if we were to if we were to embrace CG, I think it would be better for everybody.
The time CG starts replacing actors is when we're 90 years old, and even by then we'll still have real actors on the big screen acting along with CGI actors.
We will, but I mean, like for instance, a lot of people.
In fact, we might. In fact, some actors might wear some CGI suits, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, absolutely, but for instance, right now we're at a point where Robert Downey Jr. might stop being Iron Man. A lot of people think nobody else can do that role, and I'm like, well, this would have been a lot easier if you could just make CG Robert Downey Jr. Because when you're talking about voice actors, it's a lot.
Well, unless Robert Downey Jr. is in the second Avengers.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's like it's the whole idea is that who's the best character to play a comic book character? Well, the character straight off the page. The person who looks just like the character, and we can't do that to any realism yet, not to any real effect. We're getting close, but we can't do that to any real effect. But I think in the near future, you will be seeing that. In about 10 to 20 years, I think you will see what you were talking about. CG actors playing alongside real actors.
Well, we already got that with the Hulk.
But I mean, when I say a CG actor, I mean somebody who looks like a human, who they couldn't find the great casting, so they just found a good voice actor, and they chose to make a CG rendering of the character. I'm talking about something like that.
Oh, yeah. But we'll have those in the future, probably when we're about 90 or so.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, video games is the industry that's really pushing this, because video games don't have the luxury.
Well, the thing is, did you know that Hollywood's kind of pissed off about that the video game industry has been, how should I say this? It's sort of challenging the Hollywood industry when the simple fact is it's kind of useless for the Hollywood industry to even combat the video game industry, because even if they did try, they can't compete with video games. Reason being, because video games have evolved to a point where they can be, everything a movie is, but better, since it has gameplay mechanics with it. And but the reason why they combat Hollywood is because the higher ups at Hollywood, well, they used to say in the past that a video game is this little poo-poo that should be shoved aside because it can never be art. Kind of like what Roger Ebert, said. Yeah. Because in their minds that, Hollywood is up there and video games are down there, and they must elevate video games to be art, because it can never be art. And guess what? Reality check. Video games have now completely, utterly surpassed the movie industry in every way, shape, or form now. At least in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, let's combine the two topics. How do you feel about a Metal Gear Solid movie? Are you yay or nay? I'm yay because I feel that it has a cinematic story, and that I would love to see this for people who are not going to go play Metal Gear Solid.
How can I refuse? A yay. Because, well, I see nothing wrong with putting Metal Gear on the big screen. In fact, Kojima doesn't mind it either. My only concern is just stay true to the spirit. Don't botch it up. And it seems like Kojima is keeping a close eye on those fools that they're in Hollywood, because honestly, I think even they know that they cannot get their buck's worth without Kojima's help. Help.
Well, I think it's important to let Hollywood do what they do best, but at the same point, have somebody there to make sure you don't alter the.
But would you like? But would you like? But wouldn't you like Kojima being a director for once?
Yes, he said he isn't going to direct, so.
Well, yes, I know he's not going to direct. I know he's going to produce it. So he has he's keeping an eye on stuff that's going on. What's David Hayter's what's David Hayter's position in all this? Because I know he has some sort of position. Is he like a producer as well?
I don't know off the top of my head. I didn't even know he was involved. I know that I do know that Kojima actually said something about a year ago where he said that the actor he wanted to play the character was the actor I've been telling everybody. Yeah. Oh crap! Why can't I think of
it depends. Where is this movie going to be based off? Of a Metal Gear Solid one or Metal Gear one? Because
I think it's Metal Gear Solid, but I think there's 3 places you could start the movie.
Because here's the thing. Well, okay, yeah. Well, I know 3 places: Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear Solid 1, or Metal Gear Solid 3. Those are the only 3 places. And
yes, and I think they're all decent starting points.
Well, there's an actor I would choose for Metal Gear 1, but too bad he's too old to play the part now. You know the guy that played Kyle Reese in Terminator?
Yeah.
Well, Kojima actually based that character around Kyle Reese. Not just the way he looks, but also the way he crawls, shoots a gun, and stuff. Have you seen him crawl in the Terminator 1 movie?
Yes.
It's completely the same as Solid Snakes.
I think it would be really cool if they casted Kurt Russell as one of the older characters, like Big Boss, because Kurt Russell was another inspiration for him. Too bad Russell is too old to play Solid Snake because he actually looks like the character.
So you're gonna go with Big Boss.
What?
So you're gonna go with Big Boss. Old Big Boss.
If they have old Big Boss, like if they went with the first game, I think that'd be kind of cool to actually cast Kurt Russell as Big Boss.
Well, I don't know. If you think he'd be good for the role, I on the other hand hope they go for a completely go into the random, so to speak, search for a random actor. Yeah. Because here's the thing. There are a lot of people that may surprise you that play the roles very well, more better than most other people may think.
I understand, but Hugh Jackman was the name that Kojima actually said that if he wasn't going to go for an unknown, that's who he would wanted to have cast.
Hugh Jackman? Oh.
Yes. Are you yay or nay on that choice?
I'm not really that sure. I usually judge by performances.
Okay. I think he looks like Solid Snake. I've seen images, and he certainly has the build, and he certainly is a veteran actor. But let's get back into let's get into Metal Gear Solid 5.
There's 2 Metal Gear games coming out. Ground Zeroes and Metal Gear Solid 5.
And what do you think Ground Zeroes is? Do you think it's a prologue game that's going to be attached to it?
It's a game that takes place 5 months after Peace Walker. And people seem to think that David Hayter will not be voicing in that, when Kojima's only said he will not be voicing in Metal Gear Solid 5, which takes place 9 years after Ground Zeroes, and that's after he woke up from a coma. And he was like critically injured and shit. Now now, if David Hayter is not confirmed to be voice acting by June 11th, then all bets are off, and that I won't believe he'll be voice acting for Ground Zeroes. But there's already a troll on YouTube that claims he is David Hayter just by subtle hints that he's well, I mean, by one of the shirts he wears the Phantom Pain shirts that people can only get inside the industry. And not only that, but he claims that he's a Hollywood actor that's voice acted in a lot of animated films. He's 6 feet tall, and he claims that he was the one that, well, he thought would be from the start. And not only that, but June 11th is where David Hayter is going to be in E3. Gee, I wonder who's going to be voice acting in Ground Zeroes.
Yeah. Well, do you think Ground Zeroes will be an attachment attached to Metal Gear Solid 5, or do you think it will be like a standalone downloadable title? Like, what do you think it will be?
People have been going back and forth. Excuse me. People have been going back and forth. Oh, it's going to be a totally separate game. Oh, it's going to be attachment like Metal Gear Solid 2 with the tanker incident and all that stuff, just like that. I'm like, I don't mind either way. If it's I kind of liked it in Metal Gear Solid 2. Oh, the haters are going to hate, but if it's 2 games, I don't mind that either, because that this will make well, I guess if there's 2 Metal Gear Solid games coming out, then guess what? That means this is going to be the biggest celebration of Metal Gear to date.
Well, I just thought about something. What if they did something like they did with the Catwoman DLC for Batman Arkham City, where if you buy the game new, you get Phantom Pain in it. You get a code to download Phantom Pain. But if you buy the game used, you don't.
First off, Kojima's not gonna do that. Reason being is because the Phantom Pain is like the most promoted. Like, okay, let's say if that was DLC. Why is it the most promoted part of Ground Zeroes when Ground Zeroes is like the less promoted part?
Oh no, I meant Ground Zero. Sorry, I got them mixed up. I meant Ground Zero.
Well, if we were to well then here's the thing. Why would you pay a DLC for that? Oh, no, I mean, why would they make a DLC into that when if you start things off in Phantom Pain, without Ground Zeroes, then things are going to get way confusing.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that
consistency is going to make things a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Not
done yet. Not only that, but the Ground Zeroes part has claimed to have a lot of cutscenes, just like the Phantom Pain. There's no way There's no way that they're going to fit all that into a DLC.
Well, not necessarily. DLCs have come a long ways. And we're not talking about a DLC from an unknown company. I mean, like, you can make a DLC, like, if the game's like a 5-hour game that has like an hour of cutscenes, well, that can still be a $15 DLC these days. I mean...
I don't know if people would want to pay for that. Number 2, honestly, I just don't think they would cram about almost 10-minute cutscenes into, well, maybe a 5-hour game or a 5-hour DLC or something. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out ideas and seeing what sticks. I'm not saying I think that's what they're gonna do. It's just I'm just giving out interesting thoughts to see what sticks. What do you think is most likely? Because, like, and has it been confirmed that this is 5 months after Metal Gear Solid?
And 5 months, a couple months, not too long after Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Okay, because I was one of those people that I thought it was actually going to be some time after, because I was.
Well, if you look at some of the now it's been confirmed by Kojima, but if you look at some of the photos, like let's say the intro where Snake's like kept you waiting, huh? Well, if you look at him in the daylight, his hair is actually brownish. The The only thing that's noticeable is that okay, his hair's a little bit more white, but it's much brownish, just like in Peace Walker. But when you play but when the Phantom Pain chapter starts, his hair is more whitish.
Yeah, I was one of those people that was kind of hoping that this would be the intro story for Solid Snake.
Dude, you're missing out because Kojima just admitted that Solid Snake will be at this game and probably at the very end.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he'll make a cameo. You know what I mean? Yeah. And from what it seems like, due to the chronological timeline, Solid Snake would probably have to be 12 years old during this point in the timeline.
Let me see, actually.
So the only question is it someone we already know, or is it someone he'll eventually meet?
Let's see here. Let me see when he was born.
He was born in 1972 or 74. I think it was 1972.
And I think this game is based in 83, if I have my math right. 83 or 84. Said make him about 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah. So, we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens. Some people were theorizing, which this has now turned out to be false, some people were theorizing that this was going to be the time when they actually created Snake and Liquid. Or within Solid.
Traded? What do you mean?
No, there are people that theorize that this was when they created.
Oh, created Snake and Liquid. No. Big Boss has been through two comas already. One in 1972, and now this is a brand new one.
Yes. And that was the thing that confused people, is they were like, oh, he was in 2 comas.
Yep.
But he's a freaking special ops person. I'm pretty sure comas are not rare for that type of work.
What do you mean by that? Oh,
it means that the chance of getting injured in combat in the type of work he does is probably very likely. Am I wrong?
It is very likely, actually. He's facing life and death situations.
Yes.
Pretty much what happened is, well, spoiler, the paramedic and Zero pretty much tampered with his DNA, and well,
does he know? When does he learn? Like, does he know? Like, do you think in the events of this game, Metal Gear Solid 5, that he knows that there is a little him running around?
I don't. No, he doesn't know, but Zero.
Oh wait, yeah, of course he doesn't know, because in Peace Walker there's a line about that.
But here's the thing. Solid Snake knows they tampered with his DNA. He just doesn't know that there's now 2 or 3 clones of him walking around right now. The reason why he left Staken, Zero, Paramedic, and definitely Eva is because they tampered with his DNA, and everyone knows that life is not meant to be tampered that way. And you can say he was sickened by moral grounds. So he was sickened in terms of moral grounds on what they did. So he just left the States, and well, then Peace Walker sort of taken place. Now people are saying, well, how did Eva meet up with Big Boss? Well, if you play Portable Ops, Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops more, he actually meets up with Eva. You can not only you rescue Eva in Portable Ops, but you also get to play as her. So yeah, you actually get to meet up with her in Portable Ops, and and she eventually goes back to the States with Snake. So yeah.
So we'll definitely see. They're definitely going to have this on the showroom floor of of E3. I'm pretty sure they'll have a playable demo there.
Question is if my theory is correct and David Hayter is going to be voicing, because people seem to be ignoring the breadcrumbs that are being spread all about, and I think they're about to be duped. They're about to be duped again. But then again, maybe I'm just crazy. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying it's a high probability of happening.
Do you think the guy in the hospital that's also injured, do you think that is Miller?
You talking about the guy with the mummy mask?
Yeah.
No, that's not Miller. At least I think he's not Miller, because apparently.
How about?
Because remember, there's been 3 people that were injured. There was Miller, there was Snake, and the guy that's looking at them both through first person view in that trailer.
Yeah.
Because Miller was like, "What about him?" And Miller's looking at you. You're looking. I think it's the guy. I think it's the guy in first person view.
Okay. Another thing that people have been talking about is, do you think Psycho Mantis is in this game, or do you think
that is Psycho Mantis, without a doubt? I mean, people say, "Oh, he's not." Two reasons to confirm that. One, first off, Big Boss is going to eventually, he's eventually going to command Foxhound, all right? And who's going to be with him, during the Foxhound? I'm sorry. Let me start again. Big Boss is soon going to be in command with Foxhound again. He's going to pretend he's joining up in the States again. Blah 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 blah. But now you have to keep in mind all the people that's joined up with them during the time, including Psycho Mantis, which that guy is. Who that guy is in the trailer. That is Psycho Mantis. It makes perfect sense that would be Psycho Mantis.
And Psycho Mantis at this time would be about 13, 14, so the age does add up to where it'd be a younger Psycho Mantis.
Not to mention, you also have Ocelot, who's also in this game. But I think he's just going to be there for a short time in the game. But we do know that he's going to join Foxhound along with Snake and all. Big Boss, I'm talking about. And I forgot. Snake's awesome. Solid Snake's also going to be in Foxhound as well. And see, all of it's coming together.
See, that's one of the reasons why I was theorizing that this has to be in the 90s, because of how old Ocelot is in the game.
He's not old. I think he's in his 30s or so.
Well, he looks like he's in his 50s.
No, I think. I might be wrong, but I think also it was like 19 or 20 during Metal Gear Solid 3, and yeah.
Well, I think you're about right. I'm saying that in that image that you see of him, he looks older than he does look older. I actually have an image right here if you want me to send it.
Well, I mean, I've seen the image. I've seen much older folk. That's not old. In fact, I consider Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 4 Ocelot to be old. That to me is not old. That to me is like a youngish middle age.
To me, he looks about 50. Which he won't be 50 if it's in the 80s. That's all I'm saying. Is he looks to be about 50, which is middle aged. He does not look to be 30 in this image right now that I'm looking at. Yet again, it also has to do with lighting. He might have black hair. It looks like white hair, but yet again, Solid Snake looks to have white hair in the or grayish hair in the trailer of Ground Zeroes when it's actually black hair.
Well, Ocelot's always had light hair, so. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he could be 50. Who knows? But he looks 50. But honestly, I don't think he's 50. But he looks middle-aged. I think he's in his 30s or so. Yeah, he has to be. He has to be 30-ish by now. That's why he didn't seem too old to me.
He was born in 1944, so he'll be 40 in the game.
Oh, okay.
He'll be late 30s, early 40s in the game. Which he could be that age. I'm not saying that's impossible. I'm just saying it's like Patrick Stewart. He's got one of those faces that that when he was 30 he looked like he was 70, and now that he's 70 he looks just like he did when he was 30.
Oh yeah.
So it does happen. I'm just saying that he looked to be a little older than it. That's why I came up with that theory that I thought the game was going to be in the 90s. That was just my guess.
Oh, you thought a little while ago that the game was going to take place in the 90s or something?
Yes, I thought the evidence was stacking up that the game was that Metal Gear Solid 5 was going to be in the 90s.
Nah, now when they said 9 years, I knew from the start it wasn't going to be in the 90s. Metal Gear Peace Walker was like 1975. I just added 9. I just added 9 years to the map. It's like 1984.
Well, no, Peace Walker was in 74. Add 6 months to that. That could get up. So it's either going to be.
Oh, it was 74. I thought it was 75.
Yes. So it's either going to be 83 or 84, because when you add 6 months to it, it could make it 75, or it could still be 74. So the game is going to take place if it's just 9 years. But I'm just saying, I thought the evidence I was looking at made it seem like the game was going to be in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. This is more for future Metal Gear Solid, okay?
Yes.
Would you mind if they ever remade Metal Gear 1, but did a full remake where it looked like a modern Metal Gear game?
Honestly, I don't mind that at all. In fact, that's why I've been predicting this whole entire time. That, yeah, I actually don't mind that, because let's face it, Metal Gear 1 and 2 remade is what everyone simply wants to see. They want Big Boss and Solid Snake is just simply the fight everyone just wants to see. And it's been enough time, and I mean, it's not like you would be. Honestly, I would like to think that these prequels are actually building up to something. And honestly, if Kojima were to remake the first 2 games, honestly, the whole experience will come full circle again.
No, absolutely.
And it's not like we'll forget about the old games. He can just take the old games and have us like win them after we beat the game, sort of like Easter eggs.
Yeah, and it's in the difference between this and things like what Lucas has done in the past is the fact that Kojima in Metal Gear Solid 3 put 1 and 2 on it, and if you buy the newer versions of the games, you get 1 or 2 on it. Like I have HD collections, and Metal Gear 1 and 2 are on that.
Oh yeah, I have HD collection as well, and I've actually played both those games. I've even played them when I was young.
Yes, I haven't. I played my first experience of playing Metal Gear 1 was actually Metal Gear Solid 3. I got the subsistence version, and I played that. And I got near to the end of the game. Didn't beat it, but I did get near to the end of the game. I don't know why I didn't beat it, but eventually I do plan to play Metal Gear 1 and 2. They're not bad games, and they're not necessarily that hard of games. Like
wait, so you said you were playing Metal Gear Solid 3, or you're talking about Metal Gear 1 and 2 that you couldn't beat?
Metal Gear 1. I played Metal Gear 1 a few years
ago. Okay. Anyways, what were you saying again?
I was saying that they're not that hard of games. They're not like a lot of NES games.
Unless you want to are you talking about are you talking about the MSX versions, or are you talking about the newer Metal Gear games? But then again, they're hard too unless you want to crank the difficulty up.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they're that compared to games in the Nintendo age, the MSX Metal Gear games were not that hard. They were very beatable games. They were built ground up to be beatable. It's not games like Contra that are frustratingly hard. That you really have to. You either have to be good at those type of games, or you have to be persistent to beat them.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you know where to go, and if you know where to go, where to stay in, and where and what to do, you'll chase through the game without breaking a sweat. So don't give me no crap about this game is hard, ladies and gentlemen. You'll get no sympathy from me.
Yeah. But yeah. So what else are you looking forward to at E3? Anything? Any surprisings you're hoping to be announced?
Well, I want to know more info about the PS4, honestly, because, well, I mean, that's the system that's been, well, you know, giving me a lot more interest in what's coming out, because, honestly, I'm just looking for anything, you know, involving the PlayStation 4, whether it's their titles or the system itself, because, honestly, there's just, it just looks incredible. And not only that, but all the stuff it's offering. The only cool thing I've heard about the Xbox One, yes, that's what they're calling it. Why are they calling it Xbox One? I do not know why they're calling it. But anyway,
I have a theory.
But wait, I'm not done yet. The only cool thing I've heard about the Xbox One is that you can turn it on by voice activating it. I mean, yeah, that's cool, right? Yeah, I know that's cool, but I want to know. I want to know what else it can. I want to know what user-friendly content it has. Not just the fact that it's voice activated. Have you seen the third-party support that the PS4 has? And not only that, but they're making everything so. Not only that, but their online stuff. They're making everything so simple and yet so. They're making everything so simple and yet innovative. If that makes any sense.
That makes a little bit of sense.
They're making a system where everyone's connected, and I like that because honestly, well, I mean, it's not only going to be fun for gaming, but not only that, but it's going to be fun for trolls as well.
Yeah, my biggest thing right now, first of all, is what is your happy what is the magical price for you on these systems? What is the price?
I don't have a magical price. I'm rich. I can buy whatever I want.
Okay. So even if it was absurdly expensive, you would still be buying one?
Hells yes.
Yes. Okay. Because I've heard rumors that it could be as cheap as $400, and I've heard rumors that it could be as expensive as $1,000, and I think $1,000 would be a mistake.
Just like Chadmore once said, $400 ain't worth shit to XAN. I want my ass with $400.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing that I'm hoping for, one of my biggest things, because I'm hoping for Nintendo to announce some really good things.
Well, yeah, the Wii U needs as much games it can get. Now, I still have faith in the Wii U, but seriously, come out with some games for fuck's sakes.
Well,
until you come out with some good games, I'm just gonna chill out with my Nintendo 3DS because honestly, I'm actually still impressed by the 3DS. I hate to say this, but people say that there's this one dude that says, "I'm a Sony fanboy." I was like, no, I like everything gaming. I just like good shit. but and that's why I like the 3DS a lot more than the Vita. Why? Because honestly, you see, even though I don't have a magical price on me, if it costs so much money for so much support for the Vita, then no, I feel like I'm spending my money on shit. Not only that, but the stuff I can play on consoles, they have it for the Vita, and the graphics are not as great. And not only that, but it doesn't play as great either.
Yeah. Well, the 3DS has sold over 30 million units, and the Vita has sold a piddly 5 million.
Mhm. The Vita has not been doing well. In fact, the Vita costed Sony a lot, and that's sad because I like Sony. I mean, I've always I mean, even during the when N64 was out and when Sony came in, I mean, how should I say this? I was fans of both of them. I mean, I didn't really that's pretty much it.
I got my PlayStation years after, like a year or two after I got my N64. I did get the N64 first. But I loved my PlayStation. I played a lot of games on it. I had a PS2 the winter of its release. I had a PS4 a year after, or a PS3, sorry, a year after its release, and I only have a 360 right now because my PS4 yellow lighted of death to me. And
I guess I'm the lucky one because I have the very the unit that they these very old units they used to sell during the beginning of the 360's career. Well, their career, the beginning of the 360 era, and seventh generation or whatever you want to call it. I bought one at 360, and it never got the red ring of death. Never.
You are certainly one of the lucky ones.
It's crazy. Like I must have got one of the versions that, because I heard the majority of their units were unfinished, but only a selective, maybe a selective 50 were finished. So I guess I got one of them.
Well, one of the other things that I think might factor in is you mentioned that you're well off. Is your house properly cooled?
It's can't really comment on that because I really don't. I can't. I honestly can't tell.
Okay, I'm just saying that it's a heating issue. So if your house has proper air conditioning and you don't restrict when you use it, that could factor in. That could be a factor. I know in my house, I'm not allowed to turn on my central air unless it gets to 80 degrees.
The only console I ever really had a problem with was my PS3, and the only reason is because I played my first unit so much that I had to replace it because it was going past its expiration date.
Do you have a slim or do you have
So I bought a slim after I ditched my fat version.
Do you like the slims?
It's all right. I do miss just touching the whatchamacallit, yeah. I mean, it didn't really have, the fat one didn't really have a button. It had this it just had the power on insignia on it. I just press it on the PS3, no button, no nothing, and the power button lights up, and yeah, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, it didn't even need a button. That's slick.
Yeah, I believe I had the second.
They got to do that again. They got to do that again. That's the coolest feature ever.
I think I had the second one, the 80 gig fats. I think that was the second.
Although there is one thing I do not like about the Slim. It's not backwards compatible. I mean,
yeah, mine was backwards compatible.
the fat one. I think, if I can remember, I think it only played like PlayStation 1 games, but
No. The originals, 60 gig models and the 20 gig models was 100% backwards compatible. The 80 gig and 40 gig models, the first ones, not the second ones, were 95% of the games. And then the third set of them, and I'm not talking about, I'm still not into Slims yet. Just the third run of the Fats. Those could only play PlayStation 1 games.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the one I got. I bought that one, and I mean I love that. I could play my PS1 games, but now I bought a Slim. I don't think I can play neither of them.
Yeah, you can play PlayStation 1 games on a Slim.
I tried. It wouldn't let me.
Okay. From what I understand, you can. I've never owned a Slim, so I might be mistaken. But I had one of the I had one of the second ones that was 95% backwards compatible. So and it really sucks because my PS3 got stolen, because the fact was those at that time were about $150. Theoretically, if I had spent enough time, I might have been able to trade my broken PS3 for a working Slim. Because the backwards compatible ones were so valued that even the broken ones, in that condition, still sold for a lot of money.
So wait, a PS3, even though it's broken, can still sell for a lot of money?
Yes, because they're fairly easy to repair, and they're backwards compatible, so people want them. So people are willing.
I technically I didn't ditch it. I gave it to my brother, and honestly, I could sell it for a lot of money.
Well, not a lot of money. You're looking at about
some money. You know.
I mean, for something that doesn't work at all, yes. You can get a decent money for something that's a paperweight. Absolutely. But yeah, if I had still owned it, I would have put it on Craigslist and said trade for working Slim. Because because I have no problems with the Slim. I don't like the Super Slims. Have you seen those?
I've never seen the Super Slims.
I don't like them because
why don't you show me what a Super Slim looks like?
Okay.
Because even though to be perfectly blunt, I don't like the look. Yeah, I don't really like the look of the Slim I have now. So I'm wondering if this Slim looks any more better.
Then no, it doesn't. I'm gonna send you a couple of images right here. I'm going to send you two images, both, okay. Okay. Are you a Final Fantasy fan at all?
I'm one of the types that believe that Final Fantasy has not been good since 7 or 9.
I think it's not been good since 12, which was not that long ago. I think 12 was the best of the games.
I honestly thought 13 was going to be good, and I actually bought 13. I'm like, oh my god. So I was really disappointed in 13. I thought it was going to be good. You see, the thing with me is I'm a sucker for futuristic, games or whatever. Things that take place in the future with hologram technology and all that shit. I'm a sucker for games like that. Or
They need to get their heads out of their asses, right? And start actually making good Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is, but when I played 13, I was like, oh my god, This game is not only repetitive, but it has one of the most shitty stories I've ever seen in any other game in history. Well, almost every. Not in history, but in a long time. Right, Naruto's still the most shittiest story I've ever seen. But,
have you ever seen the fairy tale?
Well, I'm not doing it. But, so far to me, Final Fantasy has not gotten good since 7 or 9.
Yeah. Did you see the images I sent you? I sent you 2 images.
Alright, let me see the Slim.
Yep. I think they need to get their heads out of their asses and make a good Final Fantasy. They need to make another main title entry. I'm sick and freaking tired
what's your problem with Final Fantasy? Why don't you tell me? What's your problem with Final Fantasy as of now?
My problem with Final Fantasy as of now is they made 13. Okay, 13 wasn't that good. That means one game I have to deal with that's not that good, and then I'm gonna get Final Fantasy 15. Okay?
My problem is not that they made 13. My problem is how it turned out.
Well, no, but okay. So 13 comes out, okay, and 14 comes out, and not a big deal. I'm not the online guy, so I'm not gonna play 14. And so I don't care how horrible that game is. But 13 comes out, and I buy it, and it's not that good of a game. And then next E3 they announce 13.2, and I'm like, oh shit, now I have to live with this again. And recently they announced 13.3, and I'm like, no.
Wait. I've heard 13.2. Wait, there's going to be a 13.3? I never heard this anywhere.
Yes, let me get you information on this, okay?
So wait, there's going to be a... Okay, if what your information says is true, I'm going to send this to Pathos Geoffrey, because he just recently made a rant about 13.2. Now there's going to be a 13.3. Oh, God. What am I talking about? There is no God.
Oh, you're an atheist?
Well, no. Yes, I am, but I actually made a joke.
Okay. I am too, so you're not in bad company, but I was just wondering. Yes, Lightning's Return, Final Fantasy 13 is the name of the game.
Wow, this is officially the Final Fantasy timeline, chronological universe that's have more sequels than the previous ones officially now. Is that welcomed? I sure as hell can conclude no.
I mean, and it's going to be coming out. It's going to be coming out later this year. I'm hoping.
Jesus, tit sucking Christ. You're right.
Yes. See why I'm fucking pissed off? Do I have a right to be pissed off here? I mean, I expect if they make a bad Final Fantasy game, I expect that in the next couple of years I'm going to get a good one. When did fucking 13 come out? With this crap since 2010.
I mean,
4 years.
I don't remember when it came out because I've been with Naruto. Okay, I hate Naruto and Final Fantasy for 2 different reasons. Well, actually, I don't know which one's worse. Okay, I want you to judge right now. To me, what do you think is more worse? There's the type of hate that you hate it so much that you just can't really stand to really look at it, and or even mention it, or even do or even look up like when it was made, because it just pisses you off that it could even exist. And then there's Naruto with the type of hate that you hate it so much that you're so mad at it that it even exists, or it's written, or the creator of the Naruto series written the series the way he did in such a poor manner that you feel the need to criticize Naruto because writing like this should never even exist.
I think the second one is the worst. Actually, I dropped Naruto since I've last talked to you. I was reading the manga and I was like, this is not good.
I warned you. I warned you how bad it was gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, do you watch Fairy Tail?
It's like a. Well, I mean, okay. I know Kishimoto's ripped off shit in the past, even in the original Naruto, but it's like some sort of brain leeching parasite just latched onto Kishimoto's brain, just like Mark Miller in comics, and he and sort of just sucked whatever just sanity left in Kishimoto.
Yeah. What animes do you watch right now, or read, or?
I watch a lot of animes. Well, I watch an average amount. I can't watch I can't watch all the animes that come out. I've watched you already know that I have watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but everyone knows me and Path of J from the Dragon Ball protest. But I've watched that since I was a kid. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta get to some newer stuff or stuff that no one's even known. I've watched. I've watched Yu Yu Hakusho in the past. I've watched Rurouni Kenshin. I've watched Trigun in the past, and I mean, even though I think the moral is a little bit screwed up, I still enjoyed it, and I still enjoyed it. However, how do I put this? I think Trigun's in need for a remake because, in all honesty, it hasn't really aged that well. I mean, and now you might. I mean, the animation's not aged that well. Neither did the show. Now you might think, what are you talking about? The animation is great. I want you to rewatch it and watch how do I say this? How limited the animation is. It makes the series begs for a remake. And I'm starting to read a little bit into Opart's Hunter, Kishimoto's brother, the twin brother Kishimoto stole from. Most of his content from. I'm reading his series, and holy shit, it's 10 times better than Naruto. And I mean, it's not only it's 10 times better than Naruto, but if you were to list that story along with just elements from other animes Kishimoto has taken from, it makes the series Naruto seem like utter shit. And yeah, I haven't said the name. Opart's Hunter. Yeah.
Well, animes that I'm currently watching.
I'm not done yet. But yeah, I hope one day Opart's Hunter becomes popular enough that it gets its own anime. It needs its own anime. I want it to have its own anime. I mean, something written so well should get its own anime.
Absolutely. The animes that I'm currently watching now.
There's a few more. Let's see. Hellsing Ultimate. I've watched that. Well,
can't wait for the last two volumes last two episodes.
I did not like the Madhouse anime version. I actually, believe it or not, I actually bought that first. And I'm like, okay, this does. I don't know whether or not this follows the manga or not. And when I read up, I read up online, and I heard it didn't follow the manga too well. And not only that, but they really did a poor job with the animation and voice acting. But then I hear there's another version called Hellsing Ultimate out there, and I started watching that. And I bought that and started watching it. I'm like, holy shit!
Are you watching the dubbed or subbed of that one?
I bought the Funimation version.
Okay.
Because English dub.
The final part, I think, is coming out later this year.
Yeah, and I cannot wait.
Yeah. Okay, anything else?
Hang on a second. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright, sorry about that. Alright,
Yes.
continue.
The animes that I'm currently watching, there's 3 big ones that I'm watching as they come out. Bleach, which I've been watching from the beginning. I hate Bleach filler. Bleach has the worst filler ever created. Cheers.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, but then again, how do I say it? Well, okay, I want to say Naruto's filler is bad, but then again, Naruto's filler actually helped develop the characters, so what the hell? It's like Naruto's like the polar opposite of DBZ, where the fillers actually, you know, how the filler in DBZ the fillers contradicted the characters, whereas in Naruto the fillers helped develop the characters. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, what the hell is going on around here? So people complain about fillers, but then I start wondering what the hell is going on. But these fillers help develop the characters. So what the hell? I did not really get into Bleach that much. I only know so much about Bleach through spoilers. I dropped Bleach after the 12th volume. I mean, the reason why I don't like, well, here's the thing: I don't like Bleach, but I will give Bleach credit where credit is due, and I'll say that because here's the thing: Bleach has beautiful animation. Whereas Naruto nowadays, oh my god, it doesn't even have good animation anymore. And I mean, it has this stupid, very lazily drawn Newgrounds animation that's still, you know, that fans still, you know, not just Naruto fans, but anime fans now mock still even today. And hell, Naruto doesn't even have any good fight scenes anymore, and where Bleach has better fight scenes. Now, I don't like Bleach's story just as much as Naruto, at least, but here's the thing: at least Bleach has some qualities better than Naruto. So what does Naruto have anymore? But enough about me rambling.
The thing I don't like about Bleach's filler, and tell me if you agree with this, is that so the people are in the villain's world and they're fighting, and the main character wins a big fight, and then all of a sudden he's back at home, wakes up from his bedroom, and like that entire arc didn't happen, and then 20 episodes later they're back to the fight again, like none of the filler happened. Like literally the filler makes no sense. It doesn't fit into the story. It's simply there to give you an story.
That's how Bleach filler is? Because here's the thing: I've only read the manga. I've never watched the anime. But the thing is, I dropped Bleach after the 12th volume because it started to really suck after that. I mean that's my opinion. I'm not going to say that it's fact because you know what, there might have been something I missed. So I'm not going to say it's fact this time.
Where were you when you dropped it?
On the 12th volume.
No, but I mean, what had happened? Like I know the story well enough to know. I don't.
I honestly can't remember anymore. You know how like you know that hate I sort of have for Final Fantasy. And that I just hate it. I just sort of hated it so much that I just dropped it. I did not want to even speak about it again because it I don't know, it just angers me that it even exists. And then you drop it and sometimes you get into those moves like into one of those moods where you're like, I wonder why I dropped it. And then you might get into that mood where you're like, oh no, am I wanting to read it again? Oh my god. If I read it again, I'm probably going to be reminded why I dropped this thing, and I'm going to regret wanting to read it again.
Yeah. I'm just saying
However, Naruto has scarred me so deep in terms of its horrendous storytelling that I honestly cannot forget about it because it's really that bad.
Yeah. The other anime I'm watching is Fairy Tail. Ever seen that one?
Fairy Tail?
Yeah.
I've only watched the first episode.
Did you like it or hate it?
The first episode sort of reminds me of One Piece a little bit.
Yeah. Do you watch One Piece?
I want to. In fact, I've been hearing nothing but good from One Piece, and you know
it is my favorite anime.
In fact, I've been hearing through spoilers, I've been hearing great character developments throughout all the characters. Now people with Naruto, they say don't ask for operatic storytelling when it comes to anime. It's like, I'm not asking for operatic grand storytelling. I'm asking for something that makes logical sense. And from what I'm hearing through spoilers from One Piece has better storytelling and character development than Naruto. And this is the one, and not only that, but more mature themes than Naruto, and more mature subjects, and presenting them even more better and more intelligently, instead of throwing them in your face at the last minute after the saga's done with 50 flashbacks.
Well, the big thing with Naruto,
and this is coming from the cartoon, and this is coming from the cartoon that people say that is drawn in cartoony styled animation. When the thing is, it's supposed to be cartoony style. That doesn't mean it's not dark in tone. I mean that, like, take for example, I don't like Wind Waker. Why? Because of the cell shaded. Okay. Never mind. I do like Wind Waker. I hated it at first, but I get used to it over time. It's my favorite. No, it's my least favorite Zelda game. But even I know that even though the graphics are cell shaded, cartoony style, it does have somewhat of a dark tone to it in terms of how seriously the story takes itself. One Piece is sort of the same in a lot of ways in regard.
Yeah. See, One Piece is this one anime that unlike Naruto, very much Naruto, when they do something, like there are times when they'll introduce a character, and then you won't see that character for 200 episodes, but when you see that character, there's a reason you didn't see that character. It's building up to something. The creator said that when they got into like the 500th episode, I think 600 manga chapters, that they were halfway. Well, that means that they have an ending point, that they know where they're going to end it. I think Naruto is going to end when people stop watching and reading it.
Dude, Naruto's about to end, honestly, because they're already attacking the Jubi. Oh, okay, spoiler. They're already, they're already attacking the Ten Tails, aka the Jubi, and all the. Well, okay, I guess I have to let out some spoilers, but I want to hear your opinion on them. Sasuke is no longer a killer. He doesn't want to destroy the Leaf Village anymore. He wants to fight alongside the Leaf Village just to protect it. Why? Because in the blink of a second, I think Tobirama's speech. Tobirama made a speech, and he says, "You know what? I realize that all the bad stuff I've done, I was in the wrong, and I see the light. I am sorry. I'm going to protect the Leaf Village. Why? Because I want to become Hokage now." And I'm like, what?
Sasuke wants to become Hokage now?
Yeah. After he's killed and attempted to murder a dozen or so folk, and he aided a terrorist organization, and now he wants to become Hokage. And not only that, but the people who are fighting the Jubi, the Leaf Village, they're on board with it. And not only that, but guess what? Karine, the character that Sasuke nearly killed, she still has the hots for him. No, I'm serious. She's all over him. And not only that, but guess what? Apparently, Sakura's been concentrating chakra, into herself for 3 years. So, and she just said that about a couple chapters ago. A couple chapters ago, and she decided to let it out now because things are getting serious. So, let me get this straight. After, spoiler, Neji just died. It was not serious back then? Or what about all the other attacks that are going around? It was nothing was serious then? You want to reveal your true power, which we know this power boost just came completely out of nowhere. Why? Because Kishimoto wants to make her, relevant with Sasuke and Naruto. Team 7 has reunited. Fuck out of here. And not only that, but apparently, Naruto just admitted that Sakura is now his girlfriend, right in front of Hinata. So guess what? Too bad, Hinata fans. Guess what? Naruto's forever going to be with Sakura. And not only that, but even though Sasuke's back, Sakura's still flirting with Sasuke.
Yeah.
And,
that does not sound good at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta wrap this up, so my advice is watch One Piece. It's freaking amazing. I will warn anybody, it does take a little time to get into it, but you can get the collections for around $17 to $25 a piece on Amazon, and you get about 26 episodes per one. And they're worth it. They're really good. They have up to season 3 right now. Season 4 will be coming out hopefully soon in collection form. It's in Voyage form right now. And they just started in Voyages. They just started season 5, which it does it weird because season 3 ends at episode 205, I believe. So it's not like your normal seasons. Their seasons are based on arcs. They actually broke up. They actually broke up. They actually chose to break up season 4 into 2 seasons because it's 125 episodes. So they thought that was a little too much to swallow to call it one season, if you know what I mean.
Huh. It sounds interesting.
Yes, but I can't tell you why I'm excited about this season, because it will first of all make no sense to you, and it might be minor spoilers, but let's just say who they're going up against right now, very, very interesting zone.
Oh, hell yes. I don't doubt honestly, I don't doubt One Piece, because honestly, from how do I say this? In Japan, One Piece is like the superstar. I mean, it's right up there with Dragon Ball. I mean, I
like it better than Dragon Ball. I think it's a better anime. I honestly do, because it feels like this is more of a connected, coherent piece. It doesn't feel like it's like it's sagas that are not interwoven together. Like Dragon Ball Z feels like Dragon Ball Z, for instance, the sagas kind of feel like separate pieces, if you know what I mean. Like,
details, because details.
Well, what I mean by that is it feels like, okay, for the most part, you could show a friend, the Cell Saga by itself without showing him anything, and they'll understand mostly what's going on. They won't understand everything.
Well, they'll only know what's going on throughout that whole saga. They won't know these characters, and they won't know how are they doing the things they do.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying that it doesn't feel as like nothing that happens in the last the last saga really matters. No characters transfer over except for hero characters. Very few. I mean, yes, from Saiyan to the last saga, or to Cell to the last saga, Boo saga, and I'm talking about major sagas. I'm not talking about, like, when I say Cell, I mean the Android, the Imperfect Cell, and Cell saga is one whole thing. That has a few of that, but I mean, for the most part, it doesn't feel like it feels a little disjointed. Now, remember, I grew up on it. I think it's a good anime. I just think One Piece is a better anime. I think it's more of a coherent story. I think it's one gigantic story that's leading up to an epic conclusion.
Well, again, dude, you're talking to someone who has not read or watched One Piece, and I'm trying to get some time, trying to find some time to get into it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk later. This was Goku for Season 1.
It's XFam.
We'll see you next.
Later.